Hi, it's Kathy from Raven Vintage. We are on day 18 of the 100 days of envelopes. That is what I am doing for the 100-day project. This is my altered hardcover book that I purchased at the thrift store, and I removed a bunch of pages, and look at how far we are already. So I don't even know if I'm going to be able to finish this project in this book. Obviously, she's going to be this stand like this, so I thought that's actually going to be kind of a cool decoration just in my room. I'm going to have to add a shelf for it, but for a book of ideas for envelopes, I might end up with two. But 100 days is quite a feat, so I'm okay with it if I end up having to do two. So I think today we will carry on and use this wonderful space underneath here from yesterday, where we did these pull out journaling pages. There, I was just stuck together. So if you missed it yesterday, we made these hanging journaling spots out of envelopes, and they also have pockets, and they have this one has a tuck spot at the top. So those were fun to make, and when you flip them up, because you can also journal underneath as well, we have all this free real estate here to use. So I'm going to make a project for underneath that. So I have two envelopes here, and I wanted to show you why I brought two of them. They are a little different. So see how the flap just barely covers the bottom flap that's folded up and glued, just barely, and then this one covers a little bit more, and also this flap isn't the same as this one, it's a different shape. So this is the envelope I want to use for this project. So if you're following along, try to find one that's similar. It's not the end of the world if it's not, but I just thought that this would be a little more symmetrical to use this. We're going to do a string closure, and it will fit underneath here. So these will be doors that open. So let's get this book out of the way and we'll get started. Okay, so first thing I want to do is open my envelope. So I could steam it, but I'm not going to do that right now. I need to start thinking of these things of perhaps I could steam that ahead of time and then just show you the finished project plus one, like have two envelopes to show you. But anyways, I'm just looking for a spot to lift, and then I'm gently pushing down with my craft knife and gliding in and cutting if I need to, and lifting at the same time. I think that'll work okay. And it's okay if it rips, because we're going to be covering it up with our pretty printables. So I'm just going to do my best to keep each flap intact as much as possible. Not too bad. Okay, so let's try this side. Quite a few of you have said that you are trying some of these projects, which that makes my day. I'm really happy to hear that. I just didn't want to give it up. I don't blame you. That's a good envelope. That's an old envelope, but oops, I poked a hole in it. There we go. There we go, finally. Okay, so that's okay. I might trim some of that off. We'll see. Probably not. It's fine. It's fine. We're fine. Okay. So there we go. Now remembering, because I need a reminder, I'm just going to put a T there for top. And I have some really pretty printables to choose from. So I thought maybe about putting this dragonfly on one of them, on one of the doors. I want to keep in mind that the little circle that we're going to make for the closure, where we stick the brad in, might cover up his face. Oh no, his face is down a little bit low, so I'm happy with that. So what I'm going to do is just trace this. I'm going to come out a little bit because I want to wrap it around the edge so that I don't have any white edges showing. Whoop. No, it doesn't matter. It's going to get covered. I can't find any of my pencils. I think my grand bugs have carried them off somewhere. That's okay. I'm going to share pencils with anybody. Happy to share it with them. Okay. So like that. All right. So let's just make sure we're facing the right way. We are. And I'm going to glue that on here. So let's start with that. So I'm going to bring the glue just past there a little bit as well. And we'll try to line that. I see I'm off a little bit. It's okay. We can always trim it from the other side too. So when you are a creator, a content creator, and you are trying to stay in frame and not get your head in there, I always say my bean or my noggin. Sometimes it looks like we're struggling, and you might think, why are they struggling? That's so simple. It's because our head's way back here, and we're working with our arms like this, trying to. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe one day I'll have a better camera set up, but for now, that's what I have. Okay, I'm not worried about that because I will ink that. So that's pretty good. Okay, let's do door number 2. So that will fold in. Oh, I can burnish that crease just a sec. There we go. See a little bit of the envelope showing there. So if the ink doesn't grab it, then I will trim it. Okay, and then door number 2, I kind of like the blue flowers on the opposite side. Oh, it's a lot of green. Maybe I'll do this corner down here. I like that. So that's very pretty. I like that very much. Okay, and then let's decorate. We need to decide, are we going to keep these as flips so that you can journal under here and then close this? I kind of like that idea as well. Just going to be a whole lot of cutting. So I'm going to speed this up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to trim all of these 4 parts, and I guess 2 more, just so you don't need to watch me painfully doing that. So I'm just going to do speed you up, and I'll be back in a minute. I've decorated this. I was going to film it, and then I was realizing that it was taking quite a bit of time. So I just went ahead and I covered every flap separately. Oops, she's upside down. And the only part I didn't cover was this back part, because that is going to actually be glued down to the page. So let me just, but I will show you here. See how I wrapped the paper around the edges? That's so that we didn't have white edges showing on the envelope. Not that it's a big deal, but I just like that wrapped look. I think it looks good. Okay, so I can go this way or this way, but we need to make some of those little circles. So this is I think this is a 1/2 inch punch. I'll measure it for you just a sec. So I'm just going to punch a couple of circles. Now you can make them a little thicker by doubling them up. So there's 4. I need a couple of brads. I should use some colored brads, but let's just use these guys. Just use these kind of, I'll try to get them matching, Kathy. These are black. Let's use these black ones. These are very tiny brads. So what I think I'll do first is just ink the edges of my little, these are just made with cardstock. You could use a file folder. or cereal box. Yeah, this is a 1/2 inch punch. You can do whatever size you have. It's fine. It can be bigger. That is completely fine. This is a good one if you also use your regular hole punch, like your regular circle punch, and punch in the middle, and then you can have like reinforcements. If you don't have any, you could make your own. Okay. And then I need a pokey tool. And I'm just going to poke a hole in, hopefully, the center. Just eyeballing that. And then I'm going to hold this one behind it so they line up. If I can't cut a straight line, there's a good chance I can't find the center of a hole. Okay. That. Everybody's equal. There we go. There, and one more. So I'm just poking right through. That's it. All right, done. All right, so I'm just going to glue these together. So they're a little bit sturdier. Probably could have got away with just the one, but in case you don't have anything that's super thick, I just wanted to show you this option. That this one's a little off. Look at that one's way off center. I'll have to fix that. Put that on the bottom. The wrecked one on the bottom. Okay. Then you poke your brads through that. I need to change the pad on that. It's starting to fray. That's what's all over my desk. Okay. Then you want to figure out, you know, how far apart do you want these? Do you want them way far apart? Do you want them close? And that's where you're going to poke your hole. So I could actually measure, so it's the same. Now keep in mind that we're overlapped. So I'm still going to go from center. So I have my 1 inch lined up with the center of where these two meet. And then I'm going to go to 0.75 here and 0.75 there. That's where I'm going to put my hole. So I'm going to poke a hole through there. Now in hindsight, I could have done this and then covered the back. Wasn't thinking. I don't mind that shows, but if that bothers you, then yes, by all means, don't cover that inside flap until you put your brads in. Okay, so simple, cute. Go either way. I like that way better. And then we just need a length of string. I'm just using this cotton string here. And how many times do we want it to wrap? I don't know how long this is. I'm just gonna guess. So I'm gonna say it's like one, that could be 1.5 feet, 2 feet. Okay, so I'm going to tie it around one of these. And I'm going to just tie a single, maybe a double knot. So I'm just sliding it underneath like that. And then I'm gonna turn it so it's on the other side and tie it one more time. So the knot's on the opposite side of the brad. So that lifts that up a little bit. There. Now you can trim that off, or you can leave it if you like the look of it. And then it's just a matter of wrapping around. So I want this one on top. So I can pull this one up a little bit. There we go. And then you can just go back and forth however many times you want, how much string you want. Got quite a bit here. I am zigzagging, like crossing down and up. So that was kind of hanging out there. I think I might just stop there. Okay, cute, super cute. All right, my book, where's my book? Here's my book of ideas. And you can do two things. You could make this a side tuck or top pocket. So I think what I'm going to do, I love how this blends in with the background behind it. And this just pops out. That's great. Love that a lot. Love that a lot. So I'm just going to center it on the page, and I think I'm going to make it so that it's a side tuck, which means I'm going to glue the top, this side, and the bottom. So this is the part I'm going to hold. I don't want it glued. Love it. Okay. So there we go. How pretty is that? It's so pretty. It's so pretty. Okay. So pretty. So I'm going to say this is maybe a little bit too long. And this is frayed. So I'm probably going to trim it. So first of all, you're a little bit too long. And this, I'm just going to trim it down like that. Okay. So there you go. You've got this. You could have a journaling spot here. You could use this as a pocket to keep things tucked inside. You could glue these sides down. You could trim that down and just make this, you could just glue the sides here and make that a pocket inside, an actual tuck pocket. And there's a few options there, isn't there? Okay, so just wrapping up and down. So that's your string closure. Legal style. Legal document style. You can tuck that in or whatever you want to do. If you wanted to tuck it underneath or just go all the way until it won't go anymore. There we go. I think that's adorable. So this is day 18, which I guess I could grab a page number. And that is my string closure. Okay, well, I hope you give that a try, because I think that is one of an iconic thing that we see in junk journals, is that string closure. And it's so simple to make, just with, you know, with some brads and a little punch and some string, a little bit of cardstock, use your inks. I just think that's so gorgeous. You can decorate your envelope any style you want. You could, but it's really nice to use the flaps of the envelopes as doors. And of course, if you're, depending on the size of your envelope in your journal, you could turn it the other way, but I have them opening like doors this way. So it looks like I need to glue down a little better, but thanks for joining me today. And I will likely do day 19 as a reel, and I'll try to get those posted to my YouTube shorts as well. But thanks for hanging out with me today. Take care. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.